What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Bills post-game victory celebration here on Nickel City Mafia. Bills get a huge win today, hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and come on away with a 44-32 victory. Quite the shootout. This game was back and forth right into the early fourth quarter, but then the Bills pulled away for a big key victory, and it was huge, Josh, for sure. Josh, see, I called you Josh right off the bat. Look at that.
I love it. Keep it up, Mike.
My co-host, Josh Allen Podger, Jeremy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mike. You know, it felt so good. I heard a little more oomph in your voice too when you said a victory show, like coming off a Bills victory. How good does that feel?
Oh,
Good
man,
God,
it feels good, especially after that debacle in Miami. But we got Big Al out there and say keep Shavers in. Yeah, Shavers has been one of my favorites for a while, and I know Jake back even before he was with the Bills. We talked about him pre-draft.
Yeah. Yep,
we were like looking, me, I'm always looking for those big, speedy receivers, and his speed was pretty good, but you brought him up, and I'm like, once you brought him up and I looked him up, I'm like, I'm all down for this guy. Here he is, really finally getting a chance to shine, and he's kind of like, he's got the size and probably maybe a little faster than Coleman, and man, it was a pretty thing to see today. But before I get off track too much, let me just say hi real quick, and then we'll get back to the show here. Big Al, agree, keep Shavers in. Trek Reviewer, don't agree. I'm not even going to say that anymore. I'm not even going to say cut Cam, which I just did. We got John Robert.
Start Cam, Trek. Are you kidding me?
Cam made a nice play in there. Sports Bro 94 says Keon who? And then Steve comes in and says Todd Bowles punting mid-fourth quarter gave us the game. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, that was something I was questioning as well. But Jake, let's start with the offense, obviously. I already called you Josh, and because I had Josh Allen on my mind, 6 touchdowns. It wasn't pretty to start. So talk to me about, what you saw early in the game, and then what changed, what clicked to allow Josh Allen to not only go for 6 touchdowns. By the way, I think he's the first person. Is it the first person to ever score? Yeah, it had to be the first person to throw 3 touchdowns and run for 3 touchdowns in a game. So he is the first person to do that twice.
And I was just going to say 2 times now he's done that. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is crazy. But and he throws for over 300 yards. And, early on it was a little ugly. But talk to me, man. Talk to me about this game.
Only Josh Allen could make an off day occur with a 6 touchdown performance. It's actually crazy to me. He is a total unicorn, as always, Yeah, it started off real shaky, deer in the headlights moments. And, you're probably sitting there thinking like, man, are the team struggles really due to Josh Allen just not being him anymore? And then all of a sudden he goes out and does him-like things again, just to remind you that he's still Josh Allen. Now, it wasn't perfect by any means. I mean, missed some really wide open throws that he should make and should be pretty routine, especially for a guy like him. And there were moments where, he reverted back to that like 2018, 2019 version of Josh that we so badly wanted to, progress from, right? And, it was a roller coaster of emotions today, but I'll tell you what, the guy, it was amazing to see Josh Allen playing loose and throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage a little bit, And by the way, he threw a 53-yard or 51-yard touchdown and a 43-yard touchdown today. So you got to love that. The 43-yard touchdown, I believe it was his first 40-plus yard touchdown in the air since 2022, which is absolutely insane. I read that somewhere. Ridiculous stat. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And listen, I know the turnovers hurt. I know the one interception was so boneheaded. But I'll always say this, Josh Allen is essentially Brett Favre with some legs, and sometimes you're going to get plays like that, unfortunately, but it's part of the experience, and what a roller coaster of emotions it was, and just a big-time W and way to come out and stay mentally tough throughout.
For sure. I mean, they're at their 5-yard line, so they stop the Buccaneers. Buccaneers punt to us, and we take over first and 10 at our 5-yard line. I'm expecting them to run the ball, get a little extra space there. Nope. They come out throwing. First pass was incomplete to Palmer. And then, of course, he's pretty much getting sacked in the end zone. So he's just flips it, which was just insane. But after that, I know he had another interception. And we said on Wednesday that we weren't worried. I was a little worried at, at some part in this game, or at some way in this game. But, Josh turned it around and just really got clicking. Nice to see the deep ball. And some big news. I mean, we kind of talked about this on Wednesday as well. Keon Coleman was inactive for the game. And we had actually talked about it's time to maybe either bench him or not giving him, a lot of snaps. And lo and behold, because of an issue, I think he was late. There's been back and forth on what this is, but I think McDermott confirmed that he was late to a meeting on Friday. It's not his first time. And I think they were going to, honestly, Jake, even if that doesn't happen, I feel like they're still deactivating him, or making him inactive, or he's just not getting a lot of snaps, because they had already said they were bringing up Gabe, which was nice to see Gabe out there. But what was your thoughts on that? Because that seemed to change things. It seemed to change things. Gabe Davis out there catching a crucial, that bullet on 4th down was a short pass, and Gabe bringing that in. Oh my God, only Gabe could do that. He's used to that fastball from Josh Allen. But what are your thoughts on Keon Coleman being inactive? I don't think it was a surprise to you. It wasn't to me. But your thoughts, and then that seemed to change this game, this offense, along with what we've been telling them, that we should be coaches sometimes. Throw the ball to our backs. Throw the ball to our running backs.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. I lost you for a second there. I think I got most of the question, though. Love the fact that we essentially went back to an offensive version of football that was like 2020 to 2023 era almost, right? Throwing the ball to the backs a little bit more. It was still essentially everybody eats, because I think 9 total players caught passes in this game. And, 2 of those, I think the top 3 leading receivers, 2 of the top 3 leading receivers were our running backs. James Cook, 3 for 66. Ty Johnson, 2 for 61. What a day. And you can see what happens when you throw the ball to the backs, because they are very capable. You have mismatches, especially that one play call, the touchdown pass to James Cook. A total mismatch. Anthony Nelson can't run with James Cook.
Yeah.
I love the misdirection on that. I thought Joe Brady was really sharp today and did a tremendous job, and a great bounce back game for him too. So I want to give credit where credit's due. But I absolutely love the usage of the backs in this. And I'll tell you what, shout out to Ray Davis, because while he didn't perform on the offensive side of the ball, taking on those return duties and having a few big returns today just goes to show how good of a teammate he is too. So I think all 3 running backs today worthy of a game ball. Played a fantastic game today, all of them. And while we didn't run the ball as effectively as we normally do, I think James Cook really served his purpose in a lot of other ways. And you saw it on that little misdirection wheel route that he ran. It was beautiful.
What about McCole Hardman, right? Comes out of the gate with that beautiful return on the kickoff, right? And then later in the game, fumbles the ball. And the next thing you know, he's out for the rest of the game because of some ankle injury. Come on, man. You think he really injured his ankle, or the Bills just doing him a favor?
It was a calf injury, Mike, and I don't know. I don't really – I think that's a load of BS. We'll see what happens next game. I still think he should be out there returning kicks, because, right away you saw the difference. 61-yard return. And I'll tell you what, all day the return game was incredible. Credit to the special teams today. Almost had a blocked field goal too, but Alec Anderson got flagged on the pull down there, which is illegal, by the way. But hell of a job by the special teams altogether today. And every single time we had a big return, I'm looking for some laundry on the field, and it just wasn't the case. So shout out to those guys for staying disciplined as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a clean game. Let's see here. Let me go down to the penalties. Well, believe it or not, it doesn't seem like it, but the Bills had 7 penalties for 45 yards, and the Buccaneers had just 2 for 30. Steve says, other than the 4th quarter versus the Ravens, this is the first time the offense centered around JA-17. Thank you, Brady. Yeah, thank you, Brady. Where's it been? Why did it take this long getting those backs involved? But I don't know. There was just a different chemistry out there without Keon being on the field today. And I hope he was our 2nd round pick. We traded back for him. Obviously, we were in the 1st round. Towards the end of it, we traded back, drafted him. I still hope the young kid turns it around. But, dude, like I said, Shavers is a more mature version of him right now, and he knows our system extremely well versus Coleman. So I know Coleman's been with us a couple of years, but just hasn't seemed to click quite yet. But today, different story. Gabe Davis looked good out there, I thought. I was hesitant on Gabe. I really didn't think. I was kind of bummed when we signed him, but just when you realize the chemistry that he has with Josh and our system, and he can make some big plays. I mean, he showed up, and now I'm like extremely excited that we do have him. So Steve, yeah, and then Z-Bell, we've reduced the number of Khalil Shakir screens to 1 a game. Thank goodness. Yeah, even that one wasn't very good, was it?
That's awful.
He got destroyed.
I mean,
got destroyed. I was fearful that he might have been injured on that one. Joe Brady was making Bills fans all over rage in the first half. I thought I heard somebody saying that, early on, Bills fans weren't happy and were saying some negative things for sure, but that quickly went away. Come on now, it went away.
It did.
Jake, I'm just saying hi to everybody. John, Robert, we got a good group out there. Thanks for joining us tonight. Victory celebration is always a good thing. And Trek reviewer, so John, Dorian Williams, fumble recover really sealed the game. Yeah, I love seeing Dorian in there. And we'll get to the defense in a little bit, but I just want to say it right now, man. Shout out to our linebackers finally showing up. I mean, dude, we'll get to the tackles and stuff like that. But early on in our group chat, I was like, damn, Bernardi always over pursues, right? And the next thing I know, he's all over the place. Now, maybe you heard me. I like to believe he did.
I think he did.
But he turned his game around and just not only, he was all over as far as coverage goes, and it was making some nice plays. We'll talk about the defense in a little bit, though, because it was a rough day for them. Trek, our kickoff return game was working today. Yeah, it was nice to see, Jake. You're a big special teams guy, and I gotta tell you, your boy Reggie Gilliam. I'm really becoming a fan of him, not because of what he does on specials. Obviously, he doesn't return anything, but him out there, that big push with him just pushing Josh forward. I think Josh was going to get there no matter what, but Gilliam, man, I'm really starting to get impressed with him. I'm thinking to myself, Jake always talks about this fullback, but I think this year he's being used more than ever, and he's really growing on me, Jake. So I must say,
he's one of the nucleuses of this team. I mean, there's a reason why he's lasted as long as he has. I mean, the Bills are one of 8 teams in the NFL that utilize the fullback position, but Reggie Gilliam isn't just a fullback. He's a tight end if you need him to be. He's a special teamer. He's a football player, Mike. And I'll tell you what, I think things just operate a little bit better when he's in the game. So shout out to Reggie Gilliam. I've given him a game ball multiple times. And listen, I'd be remiss if I didn't have to tip my cap again to him today, because it's a beautiful thing, and I love what he's doing out there. So keep it up, 41. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. Cody, good to see you out there. I saw Cody chime in earlier, and he said extend cam. But Cody, how you doing, man? How you feeling after those Texans made a big comeback? So huge game coming up this Thursday night football. Big game there. I thought they were out of it for sure. They turned it around. Let's see here. Let me catch up with everyone else. I saw Stefan out there. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Sports Bro, ride the hot hand. Keep Keon on the bench. I think you have to, Jake. What do you think? I think.
I'll tell you what. Today, Tyrell Shavers. Sean McDermott had a great quote, and I was trying to look this up while we were talking here. And he said, "The ball finds those who work hard." And I think that was a direct quote towards Tyrell Shavers. That is a guy that has grinded and has done everything in his power to not only make this roster, but finally get some time out there on the field. And today, it was just a great thing to see all that hard work kind of come full circle, and for him to catch that 43-yard touchdown, go 4 for 90 and a touchdown today in total, and lead the team in receiving. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. The guy is willing to put his body on the line. He throws blocks whenever he can, does all the dirty work and all the necessary things for him to be a key piece of this offense and a key piece of this team. So I think he should be our wide receiver 2 moving forward. I'm totally fine with that.
Do you think Keon is inactive? Or are they going to have him?
I don't know if he'll be inactive. And by the way, I say wide receiver 2 because I think wide receiver 1 technically is Josh Palmer. So I'd say Palmer at 1, Shavers at 2. Coleman, I think you got to activate at some point again here. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a healthy scratch for the rest of the year. I hope he's not. I hope he learns from this. it is terrible because it's like you're paid millions of dollars and you can't even show up for a meeting on time. I mean, it's just child's play and something that shouldn't be taken lightly by him. So hopefully, this lights a fire under his ass because, we've seen some good things from Keon Coleman. I know we haven't seen a whole lot of good lately, and it's all been pretty much negative press for him, but the dude can play as long as you position him in the right spot. I think he's best suited moving a little bit more inside because he can win matchups against nickels and safeties and linebackers and, utilizing his body in that sense too. But I think he is definitely a complimentary guy. And, moving forward, the 1s and 2s, Josh Palmer and Tyrell Shavers.
Yeah, I like that. John Roberts says that the 52-yard touchdown was a short pass that Ty took for 52.
Yep.
Yeah, so the quick screen, Ty Johnson takes it for 52 yards. James Cook had a nice one for 25 yards. That was all air under that one. And then Shavers with the 43-yard touchdown pass. And credit to Shavers. Let me just say this. Josh Allen threw a beautiful pass, but that ball is moving. That ball is moving. That wind was kicking in, right? You can start seeing that ball move a little bit, and Shavers stayed fully concentrated, make the catch. A lot of times you see somebody drop those type of balls, especially when the wind's howling like it was today. Ryan, do you think Keon inactive was intentional? Just give him a break for getting too much criticism. Interesting call. He needed some break, though. So I think it was, the reason why they're saying is because he missed he was late to a meeting on Friday. However, and Jake and I were talking earlier in the week, I feel like it might have been intentional because either way, whether he was inactive or not, I think he was going to have a reduced role in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Things just weren't clicking with him, Ryan. They just weren't. So, and you saw what happened when they didn't play him. There was just more chemistry. Gabe Davis coming back, Tyrell Shavers getting more extended plays, and I've always said that kid's good, man. Whenever he's had an opportunity, Jake, he shows up. Right?
Yep. Yeah, and I want to apologize because on our Mafia midweek show, Mike, what did I say? I said I'd play Gabe Davis over Tyrell Shavers. Well, we didn't even talk about Gabe just yet, but hand up on that because I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right. Shavers deserves to be on the field. He deserves to have more playing time, and he showed it today. So I want to take back any type of slander I threw his way. Always have been a believer. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about him well before he was even on this roster, before he could even make the practice squad. So we've always been there with him, but I think today really made me feel confident in his ability to actually play in this league. So just a great thing to see, like playing this league as a receiver, I should say, like as a pass catcher, So great stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. He says, great win, but frustrated when our high draft picks are not working out. Coleman, Elam, etc., especially with all the injuries. We need these guys to rise up. I mean, we did see TJ Sanders make his way back, AJ Epinesa, but yeah, the Elam one, that's on Jake and I because that's the guy we wanted. I remember that draft, Jake.
That one we were wrong about.
We were wrong, but we looked. It's like, all right, we need a corner. Who's got that speed? Who's got that size? And he was the one. But and then Keon, we had some opportunities for some other guys. We could have took Worthy. We could have took Lad McConkey. Man, can you imagine if we took Lad? We could have took one of your favorites that you wanted was Xavier Leggett. We passed all those guys. We kept moving down the board. We were the first pick in the second round. We had to wait for day 2 to kind of see our first draft pick. But who else did we got? Who else did he mention here? Coleman, Elin. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know if you can say, obviously TJ Sanders was good to get him back today, but I don't know what you think of his play. I mean, that interior is still getting beat so bad on the run. And I don't know if it's the linebackers or the interior line, but it's been struggling. I mean, we gave up so many yards today. It's insane. What's your thoughts on TJ?
Well, I do want to give some love to the Buccaneers interior offensive line. They are very good. Their center, Graham Barton, is tremendous. This is a dude that is an all-position playing center. He's played tackle, guard. He played tackle and guard in college at Duke, and he's kicked inside since he's been in the NFL. So he played a hell of a day. He played a hell of a game today. Michael Jordan as well, I thought played pretty well for them too. The kid from Ohio State that they have, and then Dan Feeney, I think they also have on their team, which it's funny because he was with the Bills not too long ago. I felt that their interior offensive line did a really good job today, and they definitely neutralized our interior guys a lot. However, the play of the game, shout out Daquan Jones. I mean, he gets the strip sack there, and Dorian Williams recovers it. So when it mattered the most, it was great to see those guys finally step up and make a play. So, you know, you always like to think McDermott runs this bend, don't break defense, which he does, because you look at it, we allowed over 200 yards rushing. Now, on the passing end, pretty solid. I thought the secondary really did a tremendous job.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, while the interior D-line didn't play super well, I thought the secondary held up quite well, especially against some solid weapons on that Buccaneers offense. Now, all they really had to do was run the football today, so not going to let them off the hook that easily, but it is something to be said for sure. And this is hilarious. Shout out to you, Matt. This is my wife's cousin's husband. I consider him a cousin myself. Shout out to Puck and Buffalo. This is Matt Baudo. Him and his buddy have a podcast, Mike. They do a Buffalo Sabres show, by the way.
Nice.
They're not on YouTube just yet. I think maybe he is now. I don't know. They're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff, so make sure you give them a listen. They're doing great work, and he's got some great TikToks and some great reels where he rants about the Sabres. So he's a big-time Sabres fan. Thanks for hopping on, Matt. Love you. That's beautiful. And by the way, this is an inside joke that they talk about because their friend Chris left the game against the Ravens in the opener, and they talk about it every show. So hilarious.
Jake, do you have any stories where you left the game earlier?
Never. I've never left the game early. And there's been multiple games where we've been getting the brakes beat off of us, basically. The latest I remember was the Colts game from like 2021 where JT ran all over us. Me and my brother-in-law are sitting in the back of the end zone. It's raining. We're wearing ponchos, and Steph Diggs scores a late touchdown, and my brother-in-law, Zach, you know, he's there, and he said, I will stiff arm you to get a ball from Steph Diggs when he scores a touchdown. So it's funny because Josh Allen posts this highlight reel, and it cuts to Zach in the crowd going like this, waving his hands. So he gets to say that he's on Josh Allen's Instagram reel, which is hilarious. So long story short, no, I've never left a game early, and I will never do that because I'm a real fan.
Oh, man, you're going to make me feel bad about what I'm about to tell you.
Oh, boy.
Back in 1981.
Oh, boy.
Man, I was in, what the hell? I was 16 years old back then. And I was at the Bills game. They were playing the Pats. Joe Ferguson was quarterback. Playing the Pats that day. And I was with my grandfather. He had season tickets for 2 years. And we left. They had just punted. We had just punted. The Pats had just punted. And there was like, I forget how many seconds. We're like, let's beat the traffic. Because, you know, the traffic's really bad. And it was, I don't know if there was much weather that day, but we leave, right? Next thing you know, we're out of the stadium. You start hearing these loud roars. And what had happened is I think Ferguson connected with rolling hooks to make it a little bit further down the field, close to like the 50-yard line. Again, I don't have the exact numbers. And then he throws a Hail Mary to rolling hooks. And my gosh, from that point on, I've never left the game. So hard lesson as a kid, but you know, anyhow,
have a little faith.
We all make mistakes once in a while, but now
that's right. That's right.
Never catch me leaving. Let's see, Cody. Maybe this Wednesday you can join us on the Midway show because you know, big Thursday night game. We can talk about your Texans.
Oh hell yeah, Code.
What they're saying over there, and yeah, let's go. Let's see, Sports Bro. I think Joe Brady had a lot of questionable calls in the first half, but bounced back in the second half.
I agree.
Yeah. It was nice, though. I mean, you know, Josh wasn't sacked. He ran the ball well today. And, yeah, it just felt like the old offense was back. Like they could drop back and make some plays, which we hadn't seen.
I mean, everyone was comparing Josh Allen to Trent Edwards right before this game, you know, just kind of showing his, you know, check down Josh, essentially, because you're not throwing any passes beyond 5 yards. So it was great to see. Listen, as a fan, you can clamor for whatever you want, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. So it was nice to see the fans get a win on this one, you know, just throwing the ball downfield and, you know, the air yards. Air yards are beautiful to see.
Yeah. Definitely. Trek reviewer. Yeah, we'll definitely check out your mock draft. You
Loved
usually
it.
nail it. I still feel you should be a scout for the Bills. Got to
Listen,
make that happen.
South Carolina has been producing some incredible safeties. Nick Emawari. Now you got Jalen Kilgore. Can play in a man or zone scheme. So I absolutely love that Trek. Big fan of Jalen Kilgore. Stud.
Did Gabe have a drop today? Yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah, I mean,
guess he
listen,
did.
it was a missile thrown by
Yeah, it
Josh.
was,
Even
it
Josh
was.
admitted he probably should have put a little less on that. Tough catch to make, but on that slant route on 4th down, he made a hell of a catch, and it was good to see him back out there. And again, who mentioned it in here too? Gabe kind of does the dirty work himself. Very similar to Shavers. A bigger guy that is willing to throw his body on the line and block and do all the things necessary to win football games. So, yeah, the guys that are getting on the field are the dudes that are complete football players. So, again, the guys who get the ball are the most deserving. I love it.
Yeah, so Steven thinks they got to play Keon this Thursday to get see what type of response he has. I'm not sure, Steve.
I like that, Steve.
I mean, I like that thought, but I just like somebody had said earlier, ride with the hot hand.
Right? Well, it's interesting too because Elijah Moore was inactive in this game too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and I was kind of hoping we'd see a little more from him, potentially on the outside, because he played outside and inside in Cleveland.
Gotcha.
And Cody, that was a 2-point conversion, not a touchdown, but yeah, he got robbed on that one for sure. Just terrible throw. I don't know what he was doing there. Brutal.
So Trek was saying he saw Hardman limping after the big return. Well, but yet he was still able to be in there. It was a punt return that he fumbled. I think it was a punt return.
It was a punt return. Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me. After he fumbles it, they declare him out. So if this is true, this was earlier. Why wasn't he declared out then? It was after the fumble.
Right.
Got to see Casey lost. What do you think, Jake? I can't say anything bad here.
Listen, you know what? You never count the Chiefs out. I know they're 5-5. They lost today. It was great to see, Brian. I'm with you. I actually was almost hoping that they would win this though, because we want the AFC teams, in terms of seeding, because now the Broncos are 9-2. If they lose, they go to 8-3. Sure, the Chiefs go to what? It would be 6-4 then, but we have the strength of schedule and the victory over the Chiefs. So common opponent wins and the win over the Chiefs to have better seeding if they did win the division. So it's kind of where my mind was at, but yeah.
Let me ask you all to take just 1 second and smash that like button for us. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you drop a nickel on that, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Jake, we're 47 subscribers away from 2,000. Do you know how long we've been stuck around 1940, but we've gotten 13 in the last month or so? Help us out, everyone. We really appreciate it. We want to get to that 2,000 mark. Be great to get there before the season ends, regular season, and then we can enjoy that 2,000 going into the playoffs.
By Christmas, that's the goal. By Christmas, we got a month and a half to do it.
I like that.
Come on.
It'd be nice to have it right before our holiday special that we're going to have on December 19th. That would be
great. Yeah.
Right? So make sure you all join us. It's a fun time for the whole family, December 19th. Let me double check that date. I think it was the 19th we said.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, we have a fun show. We have some giveaways. We do some trivia. We have some entertainment. And we hope Santa shows up. We'll see. Santa,
that'd be something.
He's he's a busy guy at that time of the year, but I think we can lock him in.
Love it.
Let's see. Cody says may have to do something this week in preparation for Thursday night football, either pre or post game. Yeah, definitely, Cody. We want you to join us, so make sure you do.
For sure.
Stefan, good to see you out there, sir.
Stefan, that's who. Yeah.
Yes. Never thought I'd be happy to have Gabe back, but he does the dirty work and can't deny the chemistry. Yeah. I was the same thing. I was just in the same place as you were, Steph. When I first heard that they brought him onto the practice squad, I said, okay, cool. It's a nice that they're doing that. It's been with us a long time. I never thought he'd be activated in a game this year. I didn't early on, but glad he's there. Proved me wrong.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Stefan. We had a great time tailgating at the Dolphins game.
Yeah.
This is, week 2 of the NFL season or week 3 of the NFL season, but shout out to you, man. I had a great time partying partying it up a little bit before the game with you. Appreciate you.
So Steve says, not a Keon defender, but Marvin Harrison Jr. with a Hall of Famer dad has had his struggles as well. Kids need to see it themselves to matter, no matter what solid advice they get. I think the biggest thing, Steve, for me, is that this is not the first time he's been late to a meeting or missed a meeting. I know, somebody else said that he might have missed it. What's going on there? And we don't know all that's going on, but my goodness, you've been given this great opportunity to play a game that we all love and make a lot of money at it. And what are you doing now? If there's some situation that's going on that we don't know about, some family issues or whatever, that's fine. I mean, I can understand that. I just don't know. For all I'm hearing is he's missing it, and it isn't. He's late or missing meetings, and it's not the first time. You got anything more on that, Jake?
It's awful. I mean, it's inexcusable. And, it's I'm glad that McDermott did something about it. He's not letting them get away with it. So, yeah, he's got to be better. Got to be better.
Trick reviewer, this would be scary having Deion Walker just pushing Josh. My cousin injury right there. Big dude behind him, that big.
Well, I do want to, again, credit where credit's due. Reggie Gilliam on that one rushing touchdown today. He was the pusher. It was beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, we could have took Ladd McConkey. Ladd was taken what round was Ladd taken?
He was 34th, and he got picked by the Chargers, so he's two picks after Keon.
Right. So we had there's a guy, I mentioned him earlier on. So we had some shots at some other, and Ladd was on our list too. He was high on our list. He was definitely higher than Coleman was.
Yep.
And I think it's just crazy to me how everybody knew the guy couldn't separate going into the draft. I feel like they thought working with him and things could change, but it really hasn't. But again, still pulling for the kid, second round pick. You can't just give up on him quite yet. So I don't know, Steve, if they bring him back this week or, like we said earlier, or they run the hot hand. It'll be interesting for sure.
Oh yeah.
Ryan, something should be very wrong with. Is he saying there? TB.
It's Terrell Bernard.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, I thought Bernard had some good plays today.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, there was more good than bad. I can understand why you are concerned. He looked slow on a few of these plays. In particular, there was one where Mayfield just totally ran right around him. I mean, yeah, there were some moments where it's like, God, what the hell happened to this guy? He just looks slower, and I know he had an ankle injury, so maybe that's still factoring in. But I felt overall there was more good than bad. I mean, he had 11 tackles today, had some good hits. I definitely think he's better than Milano, and that's not saying much because Milano definitely has taken a step back as well. In all honesty, if I'm picking my two starting linebackers, it's Shaq Thompson and Dorian Williams, but the problem is Shaq Thompson is not healthy. So, as of right now, we're going to have to deal with what we got.
Jake, I might have missed it, but was Maxwell Hairston inactive today?
No, he was on the field, Mike. He just really didn't get thrown at a whole lot.
I didn't see him. I was looking for him. I saw Trey. I saw White out there and Bamford, but yeah, no stat line.
Let me get the snap count on that, actually. I'm going to take a look.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cody's saying third strike for Keon being late to a meeting or other team activities. Yeah, you got to take action. You got to do something. It's got to be some discipline when that happens.
For sure.
And yeah,
by the way, Code, shout out to your Texas A&M Aggies. I saw your comment there that South Carolina has good safeties in the first half. Holy smokes. Talk about a blown lead. God awful.
Yeah, Brian, it was nice to see them get the reversal right on the catch inbound. Nice to see video review step in.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'm like, dang it, that's out of bounds. But then, they replayed it, and it was great. Absolutely.
Made it a lot harder than it needed to, but take it,
yeah.
Right?
Hey,
by the way, it was 37 total snaps today for
did he really?
Anderson. So, yep.
Where are you seeing that?
This is on PFF.
Oh, okay. PFF is already
shows week
showing
11.
some stats.
Yep. 33 snaps is the wide corner. So
Here
we go.
All right. Steve says the Bills OC was criticized this week, starting field position, and also criticized. Great bounce back game for both Brady and
Chris Tabor. Yep.
Okay. Special teams were huge in this win, for sure.
Absolutely, Steve. 100% agree. Yeah, starting field position. And you see the difference it makes. I think another thing too, it kind of instills a little more confidence in the play calling, because when you're starting backed up like you are, more often than not, you're going to start with a run on first down. And we saw they really went away from that altogether today. And I mean, shout out to everyone that's clamoring for balance and calling for this balanced offense, and what we've been doing and getting back to the basics with that. I being one of those folks, because there was no balance today. It was the passing game, deep passes and turnovers galore, kind of, and it worked out and surprisingly worked out in our favor, which I will take, whatever, right?
With all the heat on the offense, now it swings over to the defense, Jake, because it was we giving up 202 yards on the ground. This continues to be a problem for us. It's been a problem for us over the past 2 seasons. We drafted picks to make sure this was got some help. Losing Ed Oliver didn't help us much at all, of course. And then you lose Hoyt, who seemed to come in for 2 games and just really inject some energy into that line. But my goodness, dude, I don't know what we can do at this point. I mean, maybe Daquan Jones is I think he's still working his way back. I don't think he's what was his snap count out there, Jake? I don't think it was very high. Do you have his?
Let me take a look. Curious about that.
Yeah.
This is for Daquan Jones, you said?
Yeah, Daquan. He did make that big play. But yeah, it was it's concerning. It's concerning. You said, okay, we did well against the pass, which is great. Mm-hmm. But you get these teams that can run the ball really well. I mean, it's going to be tough to stop them come playoff time. And I don't know. What do you think has to change, my friend? I'm going to throw it to you, put some pressure on you. You are McDermott, you are Babbage, and I'm coming at you. I'm the owner. I'm Pagula. I'm saying, dude, what's going on with our defense? I spent a lot of money with you guys on this defense. What's happening?
I really think the issue is we don't have a true nose tackle. I think, like, Deion Walker, for as big as he is, I think he's better as like a 3 tech, if that makes sense. And same goes with Daquan Jones. I don't think he's that guy either. We are missing your like old school, traditional, like Ted Washington. We need a guy that and I know that's asking for a lot, right? But we need a guy that is just strictly a run defense clogger. We need that. We've been missing that for God knows how long. That's what we're missing. That's the reason why, people can run all over us. We don't have a guy like that. And as good as Deion Walker has been, this is no shade thrown to him. I think he's better off as your more traditional 3 tech as compared to like a 1 or a 0 or whatever. That's not him. We need just a big piece of meat in the middle there.
So why haven't we done that? There's got to be somebody out on the couch somewhere that's just sitting there eating chips, getting close to 350.
Yeah. That's the one glaring thing that I've noticed. We just don't have a guy that's been able to do that. And there you go, Vita Vea.
Yeah.
Hell yes, that's what we need. Just an all guts, no glory guy, no glove wearing, just big ass player, just to clog up the middle. That's what we need. Amen, sports bro, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Get Vince Wilfork to unretire.
There we go, Code. Yeah, absolutely. Would love that.
But what about so you mentioned Bernard. I thought this was one of his, I know you were criticizing him a little bit. I thought this was one of his better games that he's had actually in a while. Early on, I felt like I've been calling out him and Milano. I just feel their run support is just awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Like Bernard is typically 5 yards down the field and, being blocked. By the time that offensive line gets to the second level, gets to him, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. And I haven't seen Milano doing a lot, but this is probably their best game together in a while. Believe it or not, Jordan Poyer, leading tackler today. 15. He had 7 solo.
15? Holy
15. I gotta say, this was another guy that I was like, oh geez, why do we bring this guy back? But he knows our system. He has chemistry. He loves the city. There's something about playing with players that you love, players that you're familiar with, that you know they got your back, playing in a system that you know so well. And then you go to another team, which the system's different. The players are. It's just such a different thing. So I guess I took that for granted. And I do like what they kind of do. They bring him in with run support, although the run support didn't help that much today. But he's been playing pretty solid, Jake. So again, I got to eat my words on that one.
Steady. I think steady is the right word. Like he's definitely not what he was, but I think he has really helped with Cole Bishop's development, number one. And number two, he's not afraid to throw his body at a guy. Like he's not afraid to try to make a tackle. So that's one thing I do appreciate with J Poe is like he's out there, he's going to try to make the tackle every time. He doesn't whiff. And if there is a broken tackle, at least he's in there, right? Just to try to slow a guy down. So that's certainly something I can appreciate with him. But I think he has certainly been steady. I don't think he's been all world, but I don't think he's been bad. He's done enough. And like I said, I think he's really helped Cole Bishop develop into the guy that he's developing into right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that when he joined, Cole Bishop turned things around. I think the switch has been flipped with Cole Bishop. Dude has another interception today.
Yep.
Continues to play good ball.
Harrison Smith 2.0, baby.
Right, dude,
what did I say?
You did nail that. It took a little longer to get there, but you nailed it exactly. So yeah, I got to give him a lot of credit for that. Bernard was our second leading tackler with 11, 8 solo. Milano, and he had two tackles for losses, 2 pass deflections. Again, I felt he really turned it up after early on in the game. Milano, 4 solo, 7 total. Dorian Williams, I thought, had a good game. Obviously, Dorian had a pass deflection, fumble recovery. Taron Johnson was back. We didn't have Taron last week. It was nice to see him back. And then Cole Bishop, Deion Walker. Let's see here. We had how many sacks did we get today?
I think it was just the one by Daquan Jones.
Just the one sack, yeah. And you did mention Bernard did look slow, but I've never thought that dude was fast. So he just has to, be, take the proper angles, be instinctive.
I think he ran like 4.4 though, Mike. That's crazy.
On. No,
yeah,
I don't believe that.
I'm pretty sure he did.
They obviously had some issues with the tracking devices that day. The lasers were a bit off.
Maybe he didn't run a 40.
I'm thinking he's in the 4.5s. Not that that's slow, but he definitely looked a little bit struggling to catch up to Baker. Not that Baker's slow, man. Baker can.
No, not at all. They're suggesting he's like a 4.5 guy. He did not run his 40 though. So
see. So I'm thinking he's closer to a 4, high 4.5s, not the
4.59 is what they said.
There you go.
4.59.
There you go. And that's what it looked like.
I'm thinking Dorian Williams ran because he ran 4.4.
Yeah. Nard Dog and Milano are small linebackers. They will look overwhelmed unless they are clean. We don't have the linebackers to shed bigger blockers.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, you're
it's
right.
A lot to ask for. I would love to get a Luke Kuechly.
I've been asking for bigger linebackers for a while. Give me some bigger linebackers. By the way, give us an update on the game. Who's winning the game today? It was a close one.
Yeah, you were thinking of Jack Campbell, weren't you?
I love some Jack Campbell.
Let's see, because he's playing in that game right now. Let's see.
It was a close game, and it was low scoring unless it's turned around.
It was. Still 13-6, end of the third quarter. Eagles are up.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Players also meant. Yeah, definitely. John, for sure. Chuck saying maybe the Bills should draft DT. Oh. He's already talking about draft. Miss 8. Oh, wait. 6'7", 320 pounds. Okay. John.
I haven't watched a ton on him, but I did watch the Ole Miss game the other night. Last night. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Brian saying, even if we had an average defense, we'd be unstoppable. We can't win games unless we score 30. And now 44.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 32. We had to score over 32 to win this game. And that's just not sustainable in those later months, especially if you're not at home in that nice cold stadium where you have an advantage.
You know what, though? I totally hear what you're saying, Brian. I don't think the Bills really care. I don't think Sean McDermott really cares. Like, even him being a defensive head coach, like, I think, like, as much as we want to talk about like the future and this isn't going to pan out for us in the playoffs, I don't think the Bills are even thinking about that. Like, the future, I guess, is more for the fans to worry about and not so much the team. The team is worried about the present at all times. It's just the present. It's this week. Like Joe Brady says it. It's every week you got to go 1-0. So when the time comes, like, yeah, they might pay the price, but I feel like they're okay. I mean, it's obviously as long as they're winning, if you got to score 44, you got to score 44. That sucks. But I think the way that the Bills played today, you can win a Super Bowl doing that, as crazy as it sounds, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to win it that way, but if we have to win it that way, then so be it.
Hey, if we can win it that way, I'm all down for it. But I just
Sure.
worry about that, Jake. I really do.
Yeah.
Especially when you get a ball back and you can't stop the run, and teams are going to just try to run the clock out with that. Although we seem to always do it. We seem to always make that stop we need. Look, we did it last year in the championship game. We got the ball back. Looked like our defense was being shredded. We got the ball back with a chance to go win the game.
Mm-hmm.
We failed. What do you think about Rousseau and Bosa? They were pretty quiet today.
Yeah.
Very quiet, actually. And again, so
those,
Tampa's line better than I do. Do they have really good tackles? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, they do. I think Bosa, I can't figure him out. I know he's still playing injured and whatnot. I know he's got the club off his hand and everything. I don't know if that's really affecting him or not. I feel like he's in position to make plays, but especially when it comes to open field, that dude has issues. Like today, he got turned around again.
Yeah.
Crazy. I still think Bosa's doing pretty well this year and definitely overperforming what we expected. And he's played in every game. He hasn't missed a game yet. So that's encouraging. As far as Rousseau goes, I think he is a case of he's going to end up just being good and not great. And what you see is what you get with him. I think him as a pass rusher, it's definitely been underwhelming. He's not going to give you that 10-sack season that we've been wanting so badly from him. I just don't see that happening, unfortunately. And typically, I feel like he is pretty good as a run defender. But today, he was very quiet. Didn't see a whole lot from him. I actually felt like all of our defensive ends really didn't play a super great game today.
That's because we're missing Landon Jackson, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Missing
piece, right? I would like to see the activation of Morgan Fox because that is essentially what Michael Hoyt is. He might not be as good as Hoyt, but I think he can serve in a similar role as Hoyt. So, and I love what you said earlier here too, Steve. You talked about Hoyt being similar to that of a Lorenzo Alexander. That's the exact comp that I had for him when he signed with the Bills. So absolutely love that comparison. Spot on with that.
Jake, what about Javon Solomon, dude? He's been MIA, man. I think he had at least one or two penalties.
He had a penalty today. Yeah.
Right. And he's just not making any plays either. So you're right. All our defensive ends. But here's a guy, our second year with him. And we had high hopes for him. But what do you think's going on there? I mean, the kid's supposed to be fast. He is quick. He's small, a little small on the small side. But, dude, he's not making it happen at all.
I think he could be a really good pass rusher. He is not a run defending guy. So he really wasn't in a whole lot. I did see him come in and play a little bit on the interior. But to me, he is strictly just a pass rusher. Like he's an outside edge guy. That's what he is, which is fine because that's what he did in college too. He had 16 sacks or whatever at Troy.
But that's fine. Jake, he's just not doing. He's out there. He's just not doing anything, even on the outside. Like
he doesn't. He's not out there a ton. I'm actually curious.
Let's
by the way, Daquan Jones snaps. He had 46 snaps on defense today.
A lot more than I thought. That's nice to see.
Solomon, let's go take a look.
I'm gonna guess 16.
You're probably right.
Oh, I'm gonna guess. That's just a guess. With AJ back, he might have got less.
Yeah. Let's see here.
All right, here he says, problem you can't lose. Ryan, the problem is you can't lose to two terrible teams like Dolphins and the Falcons. I mean, come on.
For sure.
Well, let's just say this. I do feel like interdivision games, these things can happen. And I do feel like the Dolphins have found something. They got a good win this morning. They found something. That happens. We've lost to the Patriots. We've lost to the Dolphins. We've lost to the Jets in the last few years. It happens, especially when you think we should win. But in our vision, anything can happen. We lost to the Falcons.
The Falcons won that. Yeah, just awful. I think Ulbrich did a really good job of scheming up for that game. I mean, he's used to playing against Josh Allen, and when he was with the Jets, we always had a hard time playing against his defenses. So there is that. But yeah, especially if they came off the bye.
Yep.
But easy to make excuses, right? By the way, 18 snaps defensively for Javon Solomon today.
Pretty close.
Yep.
But again, 18, no stat line. I just don't see stat lines with the guy. And I don't see him when he's rushing the passer. I don't see 56 getting close to the quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully he turns it around, but it's been a little bit of a disappointment with him, I think. Sports Bro. Bosa just needs to put the club back on like Reggie White and use it. Use it properly. Use it properly.
Yeah.
Reggie White was just brilliant. Just boom, knock you off the ball and have the free run there.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Let's see here. Steve says the Patriots are a mediocre at best team playing on emotion and borrowed time. They have at least one or more stinkers in them this season.
I hope so, Steve.
I hope so.
I do agree with you, though. I do agree with you.
Do you?
I don't know if I don't think I would call
them.
Yeah, I don't think they're mediocre. I kind of liken them to the Vikings of last year. Like, gonna have a good regular season record, but are they going to go deep in the playoffs? I don't necessarily think so. And I think they're going to lose to Baltimore and hopefully us again. So that's 2 more losses for them.
And like I said, let's let those Dolphins keep going. Like, have their confidence, right? They still play the Dolphins. Be nice.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, like we said Wednesday, can't give up on the East quite yet. I mean, anything can happen. We've seen it. So I'm not rolling that out at all.
I mean, we win against Houston. We're 1 game back.
Right.
1 game. That's it. Right.
Oh, Cody doesn't like to hear that. Sorry, Cody. You know who hasn't been showing up lately is Weston. I know he's his Chiefs lost today. And
tough day for Weston, man.
Been a little brutal for him the last few weeks for sure.
I don't feel too bad. He's got multiple rings.
He's got multiple rings. Yeah, I don't feel too bad.
But I do love you, Weston. If you're out there, appreciate you.
It seems with defense, we really don't have a star. We need to figure out a system to play defense with a bunch of good players, not great players. Coaching can elevate a bunch of good players.
That's fair, Brian. I agree with what you said there. Yeah, definitely. And maybe the star is Cole Bishop, right? If you got to think of a star right now, maybe it's that guy.
He is. I just love it, man. He's just taking, shouting out more commands out there and just taking control and just building confidence every game. And we already knew he's a speedster. You want to talk about a safety who has some wheels? He has them.
Oh, yeah.
And
you want to talk about the initial turning point in this game, too. I think it was his interception today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's see here. Every year we lose to teams we should win. Championship teams don't do that. They beat the teams they should. Yeah, I agree with that. But like I said,
I do.
In a division, I can see it happening once in a while.
It's interesting you say that because I want to take you back to December 25th of 2023 when the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Las Vegas Raiders. They lost a game that they should not have lost by any means. And then they went on to win, I think, the rest of their games that year, including the Super Bowl against the 49ers. So it does still happen. You're absolutely right. I think the mentality should always be that.
Yeah.
But I kind of talked a little bit about that on our Wednesday show, or even the show before that. Like, how did the Chiefs fans feel when they lost to the Raiders in that season? Because I think they went maybe 11-6 that year, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl anyways. So, the regular season absolutely matters. Every game matters, I think, from an emotional standpoint, especially, and just kind of how you gauge your team. But the NFL is so week to week, and the parody of it always lives on. So I feel like there's always that 1 or 2 games every year where it's like, really, we lost to this team. So I like to put things into perspective, and I look back at that season in particular, and it's like they lost that game, they ended up winning the Super Bowl still. So hopefully that's the case for the Bills this year. I'm begging Brian, but I'm with you on a lot of what you're saying here. I mean, you got to win the games you're supposed to win. You can't continuously play down your competition like the Bills seem to do.
Yeah, I mean, the most frustrating thing is you just beat the Chiefs. You were dominant in that game. I know the score doesn't reflect it, but you played so well against one of the best teams to ever step on the field. And then you go to the Miami and just lay an egg. I agree with you for sure on that one. How do you overlook a team? Like, it's almost like they went in there thinking this is an easy one, because they did rest some players.
Yeah,
there are players that are injured, but you could argue like maybe they just rested them because they thought this was an easy game. Who didn't think that was an easy game? I know the fans did, right? Did any of us think that game was going to turn out the way it was? No. I mean, Jake, you were predicting something like 105-25. I don't know. It was a little lower than
football
that.
Scores, yeah.
But sure. Yeah, so it has been inconsistent, and it's been very concerning. I like what I saw on the offense today. I am still very concerned about this defense. We do seem, like you said, Jake, maybe it's just we're just going to outscore teams and make the play when we need to on defense. We need to stop
boat race everyone. Yeah, why not?
We do seem to make key stops when we need one. That's for sure.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the team score 44. I'll take that every week. I don't know if I love the emotional roller coaster. I don't know how much more my heart can handle. That's not great to say as a 32-year-old man.
Well, there's some older folks here on this show, and talk about our hearts. Our hearts are nowhere near in the shape yours is. Cody says if we don't beat them by 20, we should count that as a loss.
Well, we're not going to do that. So,
my goodness,
Cody, I can assure you, we probably will not win by 20. And also, are you guys going to have Mills Mafia as your quarterback? Or are you going to have CJ Stroud? Because that's the big question following up to this week. Is who's going to be playing quarterback for you guys? I know you pinched one out today, 16-13 against the Titans, which is the worst team in football right now. So a win is a win, though, right? You got to take the wins where you can.
Yeah, was Stroud close? Was he close? Where they're like, all right, he'll be ready.
He's in concussion protocol, so I feel like there's a chance, and maybe that's why they held him out, is because they want to assure that he'll be ready, and they're playing the Titans.
This I could make this a very different game for sure. Yeah. All right, Steve, serious question. We're going to end this show tonight on this question here, unless
I love it.
We're going to end it. He says, serious question for you guys. Is Cam Lewis now better than Taron Johnson? Same could be said about Hancock over Poyer, Hairston over Trey White, and Williams over Milano. When will the youth win? So let's go back and forth. You take the first one, because you know what I'm going to say. So I'm a little biased here. Is Cam Lewis now better than Taron Johnson?
Man, this year, yes. Cam has been better than Taron Johnson this year. I 100% think so.
I would agree.
Agree.
Trek won't agree. So Trek's out.
It's hard to start a guy over, a player that you're paying a lot of money to, though. I think that's really the real issue here. And also a guy that has been banged up. So, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Same could be said about Hancock over Poyer. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Poyer. I said this earlier. I think he is like steadying the ship, and he is a great developer for Cole Bishop. Now, he could probably serve in that same role if he's a guy that is just more or less a coach on the sidelines for these dudes. But he's not afraid to be aggressive and to make tackles and to do what he can out there. Hairston over Trey White, that is certainly. It's got to happen sooner rather than later. And the Williams over Milano thing, I think 100%. That's another valid one too.
100%. Yeah, I agree with everything you said there.
Brian,
we got to go to
holy
Brian
smokes, man. What?
$50 super chat, Mr. Label. Nice guy. Nice
oh my
show, guys.
Goodness.
Good way to end my weekend. I screencast you guys on my 65-inch TV, better than ESPN.
Thank you so
much. Love it. Definitely the top super chat we've ever had on this channel, and we appreciate Brian. You've been with us a long time.
Holy smokes, man!
Really appreciate the
Listen,
support.
Brian, tune in for that holiday special. We got some giveaway stuff for you.
We do.
Absolutely.
It's a fun show. If you have just you watch it, you have children, grandchildren, whatever. It's a fun show. We give things away, and it's really about just bringing the family together. For it replaces your Rudolph. You know, I used to watch Rudolph every year, and now you can go watch the Nickel City Mafia holiday specials. The show you don't want to miss. It's a good time. Thank you, Brian,
very much.
So much. Man.
Yeah, it means a lot. And you've been a real one since day one. And listen, we call you Brian Dable. You might be Brian Dable. Who knows? We still don't really know. But I appreciate you, man. And for real. I mean, you've been a real one since day one. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Cody says all indications are it's General Mills again. Interesting. Sports Bro says, hey, if you guys recall the early 90s, which I do, Bills team had middle of the road defenses. Yes, I do remember that too. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls. It's not impossible to win. They were opportunistic and made the plays when they needed to. However, Sports Bro, they had some all-stars on that defense. Bruce Smith, arguably one of the best, if not the best, defensive end ever to play the game. Cornelius Bennett, I mean, fantastic. Shane Collin was pretty darn good. Daryl Talley. They had some players. They had some game changers. Kazoo, my guy. They had some players. And yes, the problem was back then is just that those old lines in the NFC were just massive. They were massive. They could beat everyone in the AFC, get over to that NFC, and every one of those offensive lines, the Cowboys, the Redskins at this time. I'm okay to say that because that's what they were called back then. Cowboys, Redskins, and who am I missing?
The Giants.
The Giants, just massive. And that Giant game, that was the one. Should have won. 10 times you rerun that game, Jake, we win that game 9 out of 10 times. It still just kills me when I think about that one. But yes, Sports Pro, absolutely. We can do it. Like Jake said, we're just going to outscore teams. We're going to have to do.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that was fun, Jake. I mean, great show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us again. You'll see us on the midway. So this week, Wednesday, since we have a Thursday night game, we'll kind of have our midway show as kind of a pregame to that. Talk about some other things as well. But Cody, would love to have you. Cody's just a great guy. Knows football in general really well. Kind of like Jake, Mr. Encyclopedia over there. But he's a Texans fan, so it'd be great to see what he thinks about this game. So join us, Cody. And Trek reviewer, both Taryn and Cam suck this year.
I don't know, Trek. I'm not with you on that one. Listen, I think Cam might be the guy. He might be the guy.
He is the guy. Time. Extend Cam. You heard Cody say it earlier. Extend Cam.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Go enjoy this win. Big win. Rest up for Thursday. Going to be right back at it here soon. But thanks everyone again for joining us. We appreciate you. See you soon. Jake, thank you. Go Bills.
Go Bills.